The newly crowned king of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, Dimitri, has declared fealty to the Church of Seiros and is raising an army in preparation for all-out war with the Empire. As leader of the Alliance, Claude maintains a facade of neutrality amidst infighting between those who support and those who oppose the Empire. Meanwhile, the Black Eagle Strike Force plans to capture Alliance territory before Edelgard takes the war to the Kingdom and the Church of Seiros. With sights set on capturing Deirdre at the center of House Regan's territory, she leads a march across the Great Bridge of Myrddin to establish a bridgehead.
Okay.
We're about to commence our attack on the Great Bridge of Myrddin. But first, allow me a moment of your time. It is something that I can only ask of you. Listen well. It concerns Lady Edelgard's uncle, the regent of the Empire, Lord Arundel. Although he is currently cooperating with Her Majesty, he maintains his own sizable military troops. It seems to me that his plans differ from our own. I assume you recall a certain group's scheming from 5 years ago? Solon and Kranya. They both served Lord Arundel.
Well, he should be dealt with.
Professor, I understand how you must be feeling, considering what they did to your father. I know it must be foul to even consider cooperating with their kind. However, their power is essential for us at present. Edelgard also strongly opposed the idea at first. Our enemy is the Church of Seiros itself. It cannot be toppled with the Empire's might alone. Those working under Lord Arundel are extremely hostile toward the Church. And the enemy of our enemy is... well, I think you sufficiently understand by now.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Until all of Fodlan is united, it is a necessary evil. As for how we deal with him afterward, time will tell. Regardless, Her Majesty and I wish to join our power with yours. You should know that in her heart, Her Majesty regards that group as enemies of herself and her family. They used her father, the former Emperor, as a puppet, and murdered her siblings with their vile experimentation. I believe Her Majesty may have told you some of this herself.
Yes, I remember.
That is why this was a very painful decision for her to make. I will do all I can to ensure her suffering is not in vain. And I hope I can count on you to do the same. As for all I have told you, please keep it in mind as we march forward. More importantly, I implore you to fight as best you can for Edelgard. From the bottom of my heart, I beg this of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Why, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have gratitude.
And Annette's with me. Well, you need an experience, Jim. Oh, it's in this. Black Eagle pendant. Well, that's gonna go on Linhart. Oh, and you have your hero's relic. I believe I got the Lance of Keel in here. Oh, yeah, I still have you. Yeah, that's all you, buddy. Eureka. Death Knight. I kinda want you in my group. Ferdinand, you take a break. I want to use Death Knight. I like you, Ferdy, but you're gonna have to take a break. And you have a Dark Seal. Oh, and you can just use Thunder. What are you? Let's do it.
We'll be capturing the Great Bridge of Myrddin, a key strategic location of the Leicester Alliance. Claude will surely be sending reinforcements, so we must prevail before they arrive.
Our opponent is Judith, the so-called hero of Daphnel. We can handle her, so long as we don't get careless.
The boy said to run if I was in danger, but I could never do that. I'll hold out until reinforcements arrive.
Seriously, look at Judith. She looks like Claude. There is a resemblance. Let's take a look at this map. I do want that treasure chest. Hello, Ignatz. I'm sorry, my friend, but you must be dealt with. I'm gonna send Felix up over here to work with Dorothea.
More fighting.
Annette, you're gonna go here.
Put me in.
You're gonna stand with them.
Understood.
I will prevail. I fight for justice's name.
I'm awake.
Want my healer out of harm's way.
I'll cut a bloody path. Hardly worth the effort. A laughable improvement.
For the Empire. What's my strategy? I do this for all of us.
It's time!
If that even hits. Okay. That kind of figures, but I can work with this.
Now's our chance!
I must lead them well.
Did you think I'd let you go? I'm only...
Nice crit, Bernie.
Still here.
Amazing.
Very nice crit.
Thank you.
So Yuritsa is the Death Knight. Well, you gotta pull out.
Ready to die, just
There goes my healer.
her will demands it.
Sorry, but this is war. I'll get through this. Remain cautious. Inspired.
And he's
All is
down.
going to plan.
Not my...
Delightful.
Watch and learn. Watch and learn.
Your life ends. Foolish. Death grows more distant.
There's the reinforcements.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Judith. We're the reinforcements.
Why do I have to put up with orders from that false leader?
Oh, I'm still
Enemy
fighting you?
reinforcements. We didn't finish in time. Don't let them secure the ballista.
Oh, you mean that thing I'm right next to?
I will prevail.
There's no reason I should die at this place. It's time for me to return home.
Okay, so he just bails. That's actually a little funny because he actually sided with the Empire in in every other run. You can't beat them, join them. I haven't made a mistake, have I? I'm not in for a beating, am I?
You haven't earned my pity.
Ernie's unstoppable.
And you're dead.
Hardly worth the effort.
The only possible outcome.
My heart burns with pride. War few.
This is it. Claude, I'm sorry. I couldn't defend the bridge. All who are able, retreat!
Don't let her escape. That will allow us to march safely through the Alliance.
I am helping Claude build the future of Fodlan.
You're getting killed.
Each battle a victory.
I'm not going down! You're all going down.
You are impressive.
Okay, he escaped.
Tesla! Delightful.
We can't place the future of Fodlan in Edelgard's hands. If you're allied with the Empire, I have no choice but to fight you. I should have known this would happen.
Sorry, Ignatz. It's not personal.
Ignatz, damn it! Such a good kid. He died too young.
Only thorns left on this rose.
something clever.
Your death is not in vain.
I welcome pain. Words are unnecessary.
It looks like I'm done for. Claude, I'm sorry.
Alliance soldiers! Judith has fallen. Further conflict is futile. If you surrender, your lives will be spared. Lay down your weapons immediately.
Thank you so much.
You have all fought well. With this victory, we now have a foothold in the Alliance. The Imperial Army will cross the Aramid River and push the front lines forward. The fight will continue, but do not allow that to stop you from taking pride in our hard-won victory.
Ah, this should put a stop to one of Edelgard's choice phrases. Well done, Professor. I believe it was, if only the Professor were here, we could forge ahead and change the tides of this war.
Ferdinand, it is not necessary to tell the Professor such things.
We're not the only ones benefiting. The whole Imperial Army is stronger now.
Yes, it seems the Empire finally has both of its legs to stand on. Don't you agree?
You make it sound as though I can't run the Empire on my own. Perhaps it's more apt to say that the Pegasus has recovered its home.
Judith of Daphne. What a magnificent warrior. I'm happy to have the Professor back just like old times, but I don't think I'll ever get used to this cruel exchange of lives. When there is something you must not be conceding, you must keep fighting. The fighting has been continuing for 5 years. But now I am again witnessing the Professor's power. I hate fighting. But with the Professor here, maybe it's slightly less terrible? Oh, but everyone is working so hard! Stop it, Bernie. You can't be the only one complaining.
I'm glad to see everyone so inspired. It seems the reappearance of the Professor has done much to raise your morale.
Do you not feel the same, Hubert? Come now, be honest with yourself. Now, we must take advantage of the situation and blaze ahead. Our path is still a long one.
Part 2. Crimson Flower. Guardian Moon. The Master Tactician. Having crushed the Alliance's army and captured the Great Bridge of Myrddin, the Imperial Army prepares to attack Deirdre, the Alliance's base of operations.
That's it? I mean, okay.
Professor, what is your opinion of Claude? I can't help but wonder what sort of impression he made on you.
He's He's always got a scheme.
That is inarguable, and his schemes are still going strong. With them, he's managed to keep the Leicester Alliance from the Empire's grasp.
How?
Since the beginning, territories within the Alliance have been split between those who support the Empire and those who oppose it. Claude has been acting as an intermediary between the two, essentially keeping the Alliance pacified. As both sides are of equal strength, he's created a situation which they've all agreed to avoid fighting each other and causing undue bloodshed. By carrying on as though the Alliance is united, he's minimized the Empire's influence there.
It's quite impressive how well his bold scheme has worked out. However, he is walking on thin ice. One wrong move and the Alliance will shatter. Speaking of Claude, Your Majesty, we should not delay in our invasion of the Alliance. It would seem that Claude has some fresh scheme up his sleeve, to no one's surprise.
Is that so?
Yes. The people of Deirdre have suddenly found it difficult to leave or enter the city. We can safely assume he is preparing for battle, but I am certain his plans extend beyond that as well. Do you not think we should take Deirdre at once?
Deirdre, the aquatic capital. A city floating on the ocean certainly poses a challenge. Since it's deep within Regan territory, we haven't had the opportunity to attack it directly. However, now that we have control of the Great Bridge of Myrddin, our situation has changed drastically. They can no longer expand their supply line into the Empire, and so we can finally attack Regan territory.
House Regan is not only Claude's house, but also the flagship of those who oppose the Empire within the Alliance. If House Regan falls, the other Alliance lords will be tripping over themselves to join us. That is why we cannot fail to take Deirdre.
This seems more difficult than anything.
Fair enough. Claude will certainly be a difficult opponent. The leader of the Alliance has had many things said about him. They say he is unbeatable in a battle of intellect. I hear they call him the Master Tactician.
Let's battle, because I want some experience. Yes. Start with this. Go ahead and have a save file ready. Although this is just an auxiliary. I'm just mostly grinding other levels. Good, Annette's with me, and I have everyone I want.
I'll cut through.
More fighting. I do this for all of us.
Put me in there.
I'm your girl. I will prevail.
I'm awake.
What's my strategy?
I'll cut a bloody path.
For the Empire. And nobody's fool. Wait, that's...
Not for myself.
Let's just hope the AI stays dumb. The AI is dumb.
Wow, thanks.
If only...
This is my stage now.
Her will demands it. A laughable.
My heart burns with pride.
Keep you out of the fray, but you're caught up. You're pretty caught up for levels.
It's win or die.
Hardly worth the effort.
Leave my sight!
It was meant to be.
Hard work.
Need you to dodge? You didn't dodge. So pull out, retreat. Nice work.
Huh, thanks.
I owe you one. Thanks for helping.
I'll only...
You would just target her, wouldn't you?
Keep up the pace.
It's weird that Nosferatu is considered white magic. Because, you know, draining the life force out of your enemies for your own sake is clearly very, very pristine and good. Actually, originally it was dark magic, so...
Waste of time.
I sense an improvement.
Oh, you're usable right now. What's your face? Sylvain.
I hate this feeling.
A great.
Hold up.
I'm awake. We're ready.
What's my strategy?
Yeah! Well done. For the Empire.
I'll cut a bloody path.
More fighting.
I'll cut through. I'll cut you down! Alright, next.
One step closer to victory. I do this for all of us.
Put me in there.
One to remember.
That went well enough. I just wanted some levels, honestly. Well, I can do even more. Nah. Lance tournament going on. Also, I'm just doing small stuff. Oh, those special merchants, the Southern and Eastern Merchant Shop open. That's where you get your bait. Anytime the game wants to load, anytime the game wants to load, that would be fantastic. There we go. Yeah, it's no real point for that anymore. Your swordsmanship needs work. Eureka, you just creep me out. It's weird that that's a hidden talent. I'm not going to bother with making you a...
It was nothing.
Whatever you call it.
Of course.
Mortal Savant, because honestly, I did it, I wasn't impressed. You're better swordsman.
not... I would like to be having more guidance.
Okay, you prefer criticism. Gotcha. Yeah, that's all fine. Begin training.
Professor.
When I do nothing but fight, my spirits falter and I lose the will to keep things tidy. That is when my room falls into disorder, and my spirits falter even more. Is there no way to break this cycle? Take a short break and do something that will raise your spirits.
Professor.
No.
It is a... It is...
I'd never have learned this, but is this what success...
It's all instant.
Yeah, that's all good.
I may sound terrible, but you won't notice when everyone else sings, too.
I'll keep my voice down.
Okay. I need to go through this. Byleth can become a Falcon Knight, Wyvern Lord, Mortal Savant, which I'm not really a fan of. A Great Knight, Bow Knight, Dark Knight, Holy Knight. Or Grimory. Again, not fond of any of those. You just need to stay right where you're at. I could work on you to become a Great Knight, but you have no chance of passing. Work on your axe and heavy armor skills. Lindhart, advanced. I can make you a bishop. Yes.
I pack.
I can make you a War Master if you get better with Axe and Brawl, so you work on that. I would love for you to be a Bow Knight, but you need to get your riding up. So work on that. Dorothea, I want you to be a Grimory, but can't do that. You're pretty much set as an assassin. Felix, you're set as a swordsman. You're good as a sniper. You're good as a paladin. I can make you a warlock.
It's all...
Yoni, you're just... I can make you a paladin. You wanna be a paladin? Be a paladin.
Hold.
Eureka. You're just sort of your own thing.
I still have much.
Professor?
Sure.
It is done.
Can I use this off the bat?
Let's put this to the test.
I'm a quick study.
Some kind of arrow, physic.
Technique never betrayed. All that work was worth it.
Age is but a number.
Professor?
No. Anytime now, game.
Now is the time to master. I see how this works.
This'll be useful.
Got some supports with Edelgard and Caspar.
Caspar, I've been wondering something. Would you be happier if you were the heir to House Burgleys?
Of course. My brother probably wouldn't be too happy about it, though. I've got nothing against him, and I'd hate to cause him trouble, so I guess it wouldn't make me very happy at all.
You may not want to hear this, but your brother is not a good man. He's lazy and greedy, and has always relied on the knowledge that he would inherit a title. That's my impression of him, anyway.
You don't hold anything back, do you? But to be honest, you're not too far off. He's got good reason for it, though. Our grandfather was really obsessed with his second wife. She has a son who she really wanted to become the heir. In the end, though, my grandfather had to step down sooner than expected, so everything went to my father instead. My brother is still really worried about having his future taken from him.
That's the price of taking your own desires into account when choosing an heir. The concept of nobility is decaying, and it's dragging the Empire into the ground with it.
Wow, this conversation is really going there. You may be right, but it's not like the world is ever going to change, right?
It must. I intend to create a world where the best are free to rise to the top and succeed, regardless of their bloodline. The nobility as it is now could not exist in a world like that. I'll make sure of it.
What do you think would happen to me in that kind of world? Would you appoint me as a general or minister of military affairs?
If you were the best suited for that position, I would.
Right, so my life would pretty much stay the same. I'd still have to train, get stronger, and use my abilities to cut my own path. Either way, I'll fight for what I believe in. That means I'll fight for you.
Is that so?
At the base, the front lines, or wherever we might be fighting, I'll be there with all my might.
I like Caspar. A very optimistic little fella. Hubert and Lindhard and Petra.
I can't believe it. How can I show my face to Lady Edelgard after this?
That's what you get, Hubert. If you rested like me, you wouldn't collapse from exhaustion.
As much as it pains me to say it, you're right. But to be looked after by you of all people, that might be the worst part of this. I don't know how to feel, to be honest. So for now, let's pretend I thanked you.
Oh, come now. Even I wouldn't abandon someone who collapsed.
You would have in a heartbeat if anyone else had been around.
Ah, yes. Quite accurate, Hubert. Why would I ever bother to be a decent person if there were anyone else I could foist the duty upon? If your situation turned bad, it would have been an absolute hassle. I could never just leave you there.
If that were the sort of man you truly were, we could never be friends.
But if we weren't friends, I probably would have just left you.
Being so reluctant to do any real work, you're actually pretty good at this. Made sure I was comfortable, checked carefully for injuries, even carried me here yourself. If only you'd apply that knowledge of yours so proactively and thoroughly all the time, you'd be a tremendous asset to the Empire.
There you go again. I see no problem with staying just the way I am. But think of it this way. In an anthill, 20% of the ants are asleep at any given time. And it's not because they're lazy. Far from it. When the working ants become tired, they go to sleep and the others wake up. That's me. I'm the ant who rests so I can work later when other people are tired.
Maybe that's true. But even if it is, it's still just a fancy way to say you let others do all the work. Consider me unconvinced.
I'll consider you a bother and leave it at that. You and Edelgard work far too hard. I mean it. Take a break now and then. If you both collapsed, I think it'd be too much effort for me to bother with. Get some rest, Hubert. Not as much as me, of course.
Fine.
Hubert and Petra and Hammerin, okay.
Looking out toward Bridget, are you?
Yes. There are some times I cannot stop my thoughts from going home. It will be much time before I return. Bridget
This is going to be a bit of a longer one, but it's mostly
away.
just due to
It is quite a long
support
way.
conversations.
To say nothing of the sea that lies between here and there. Being unable to return must further add to the distance in your mind.
It is as you say. When I return to Bridget, I will be the new queen. I am wishing to show my strength during this war, and to help relations with the Empire.
I believe you will be successful. You may not be Lady Edelgard's equal, but you are resourceful enough to make an excellent queen. And unlike Lady Edelgard, you will not be forced to harden your heart.
Not Edelgard's equal. Is that what you are saying?
Understand that I mean no disrespect by this. But it is a fact that you are far beneath her. Make no mistake about what would happen if you were to raise your banner in revolt against her. She would crush you mercilessly.
That is not a difference of equality. It is a difference of power.
Even if our homelands were on equal footing, Lady Edelgard would still prevail.
I can see with clarity the difference between me and Lady Edelgard. But that has no matter. I would never lose.
How amusing. For your sake, you had better hope you are right.
Claude creeps me not Claude. Hubert creeps me the fuck out.
Hubert, my boy, it's rather rare for the two of us to see one another with no one else around, isn't it?
Yes, I believe it is.
I was good friends with your father, you know. Perhaps this is fate, eh? Of course, when I left the Empire, I broke off my friendship with him. And, well, everyone else.
You were right to sever ties with such a miserable piece of filth.
Sharp words, Hubert. Contemptible though your father may be, he is still your father.
Don't overcomplicate it. I will not forgive him. Ever. Contemptible is just the right word for the wretch. Do you truly know what kind of man my father was?
I assume you're talking about the insurrection of the Seven. At the time, I was already at Garrick Mond. I know nothing more than hearsay. That said, I found it hard to believe that Lord Vestra would challenge the Emperor like that.
Yet that's exactly what he did. Since the dawn of the Adrestian Empire, House Vestra has served House Hresvelg as the Emperor's right hand. My father spat on a legacy of loyalty and devotion that had lasted 1100 years. He conspired with the ministers to usurp power from the Emperor and Lady Edelgard.
In your father's defense, the Emperor was attempting to take power from the Seven Houses. The Emperor's reform was an attempt to concentrate power in the hands of the throne. The nobles put a stop to that. Emperor Ionius lost the ensuing power struggle.
Now it is the nobles' turn to suffer defeat. Her Majesty will crush all who oppose her.
You hope she can cease this never-ending conflict? That's quite a goal, Hubert.
Interesting. Lindhart and Dorothea. Didn't I already see this one?
How did you know
Yes. Lindhart and Annette. We've already seen this one as well. Bernadetta and Sylvain. We've seen that one as well, about her book. Annette and Gaspar. I kind of want to see more of that.
That was my worst mistake yet. Why am I so clumsy all the time? The women laughed and forgave me, but... Oh, how am I supposed to face them now?
Hey there, Annette. What's with the sour face? Everything okay? I don't think I've ever seen you look so miserable.
Don't tease me like that, Caspar. Can't you see I'm down?
Sorry. You know I didn't mean it. Did something happen? You don't have to share if you don't want to, but I think talking it out might help.
You might be right about that. Are you sure you don't mind?
Not at all.
Well, today they were short on staff in the dining hall, so I offered to help out, but I sort of messed up. Big.
Oh no. What happened?
All the plates in the kitchen went flying through the air, and the pots started giving off this weird blue steam.
I think we've seen this one.
Wow, sounds more like art than cooking to me.
The people in the dining hall saw the chaos and started panicking, and then soldiers came running. All I was trying to do was help out. But in the end, I just ended up making more work for everyone. I'm awful like that.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. Accidents
Over
happen.
an hour now.
It's not like you were trying to make a mess.
I know. The women at the dining hall laughed and forgave me. But...
Was anyone hurt?
Well, no, but...
Well, there you go. No need to dwell on it and keep moping around. You had a bad day, but I'm sure you'll do better tomorrow.
You had a bad day, you sang a sad song. I don't remember the rest of the words to that song.
You know what? You're right. I guess all I can do is try harder next time. Thanks, Caspar. That really did help me feel better. I can't keep moping around. I've got to work on my cooking skills. And I can count on you to be my taste tester, right? Right.
Sure. Just as long as you're not making any new art projects.
That girl is a treasure, and I love her. Felix and Sylvain. We've also seen all these, pretty much.
Sylvain?
Though I would like to see more into their A support.
He does. I can't wait.
A lance tournament. Let's see, your level... You're one to consider. Actually, B+. Sylvain would be my best fit, but he's level 29. Ooh, you might be my better fit. Well, let's go Eureka. Don't disappoint me.
Child. So. Child's play. So.
This guy's kind of overpowered. I didn't even have to deal.
Fool.
Hello, treasure.
Deirdre in Fargus, so let's go. There's still.
What of this? Professor, it's quite... There is Isop for her. Isis.
That looks appetizing.
I don't like being hit on during a meal, so it's nice to be with you.
Lindhart's at the greenhouse here.
I hope it's all a...
Yeah.
This experience.
That's enough. Good God, it's still going. I'm tired.
Are you ready?
Leave it to me.
A promising it. We must pay close attention not only to Claude's
didn't mean to
schemes,
skip that.
but to the man himself. He's a master archer who wields the legendary bow, Fail Not. He won't fall easily.
Fail not?
It's the relic of House Regan. That bow once belonged to one of the 10 elites. Professor, do you know the true story behind the legend? The relics were created by the hands of mankind. Saros collected them after killing the 10 elites. Saros manipulated the people of the world and defeated the all-powerful King Nemesis.
I thought he was corrupted by his power.
That's the history the Church of Saros maintains. In reality, it was little more than a simple dispute. Should the one leading the people of the world be someone with humanity, or a creature that can merely masquerade as a human at will? In the end, Saros was victorious. The Immaculate One and her family then took control of Fodlan. I know this because that knowledge is passed down from Emperor to Emperor. And that is because the first Emperor is the human who cooperated with Seros, allowing humanity to be controlled in secret. Perhaps it's fate that you can wield the sword of the Creator, just like Nemesis, the King of Liberation. And that very fate will lead you to use that sword to stand against those who would distort history.
Jesus!
It seems they've set out from Garreg Mach. That's sooner than expected. Losing the Great Bridge of Myrddin was a serious blow. So is the fact that Teach is still alive. On top of all that, Judith. I told her to run if things look grim. Damn it. So many people will die, and by my call.
And what of it? Would you rather turn tail and run back home?
Nadir, you're really getting on my nerves. Do you have any idea how much of the Alliance adores me and believes in me?
Well, I suppose it's quite a lot. Does that mean that...
Yes, the plan is a go. I'm counting on you, Nadir. We'll make a good show taking down those who would assault Deirdre.
People say our kind may not always win, but we never lose. Let's teach them the real meaning of those words.
Now then, let's see what you're made of, Teach.
Jesus Christ! Oh, Felix, sure.
Finally, I notched a win against you.
I almost had you.
True, it was a narrow victory. When we spar, I feel like I'm revisiting my past. It's like training with my brother. He always won, always, and died before I could win a single bout. From the first time I held a sword, all I wanted was to surpass him. And that's what drove me to become so strong. Perhaps it's absurd to say such a thing, but I've spent all these years training for a duel with a corpse.
Well, you found an answer to my question. I think I've seen this one.
Yes, I suppose I did. I can never again spar with my brother. Not unless he climbs out of his grave.
Which isn't
Still,
completely impossible in this universe.
My endless pursuit of strength. Maybe because I have a new opponent to measure myself against. You, obviously. I beat you this time, but when we next cross swords, who knows what might happen. It was a close match, not a crushing victory. I know that I can do better. I will surpass you in strength.
Yeah, we've seen this
one.
one.
Then I'll become stronger still.
But don't count me out just yet.
Just what I was hoping to say. Anyway, thank you for helping me find an answer to the question you asked all those years ago.
Finally. I'm going to end this one here. Thank you all for watching and sitting through a video that's an hour and 11 minutes long. I'm going to end this one here. Thank you all for watching. Join me next time as we take the Alliance capital and spank Claude. But until then, I am the Dark Seraph, signing off.